Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and welcome to another episode for the Kickstarter campaign of Neosland, where we're learning all kinds of new things about it. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, we discussed what is Neosland, but also we talked in the last episode about all of the rewards that you get and the different packages. And so, Jacques, I mentioned in the last episode that I thought that we should cover one of each one of these daily tier rewards each time, and I'm really interested to talk a little bit more about horse dung. But let's just go in order. What is a trap chest?
So with a trap chest, what we were thinking of is, having a special chest there that you can put down. And, of course, we're going to have PvP and stuff like that, and people are going to be able to steal stuff from you, right? So if you have this chest, it's going to be a unique chest, say you go and somebody goes there to steal something from it, and they click on it, it'll actually steal an item from them. So
so it's like a reverse theft.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
so it'll steal an item from them, and then we were looking at putting maybe let it put something into that bag, like you've been robbed, or the community or whoever owns this chest could put a little saying on it, and then people can collect these things maybe, and have these different sayings like, why did you try and steal my stuff or something like that.
So this would be like inside our home or in our shop or something like that. Like I plan to be a merchant, so maybe I'm just going to set this in my shop room, and then everybody that comes by trying to thinking that, well, maybe I'm going to pick the lock on this chest, then they end up with a little surprise.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, but it'll look just like a regular chest.
Like any other chest, yeah. We were looking at having it set in a way that you could maybe change the look of it to whatever type of chest you want, right? So
yeah.
You will never know what.
They
chest
they
it
won't
is.
all look the same. Oh, there's a bag on the ground. Oh, let me see what's inside it.
So could I put something in that chest, let's say a piece of armor, and then when they actually equip it, it turns into horse dung?
That's a good idea. I like that.
+5 armor of horse dung.
Yeah.
Keeps the ladies away.
Oh my God. Yes, but if you're harvesting flies, you're on it.
Yeah.
You smell what
my.
evil is cooking.
Oh God. Okay. So that sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, and something that's fun, that's just unexpected. And if I have anything to say about it, this game is going to have a lot of humor, because having played the Warcraft, many of you have played Warcraft, and you click on the ogres and everything. They'd be like, "Ready, master," and then you click on them again. You say, "Yes," you click on them several more times, and one head will say, "I'm ready." The other one will say, "Oh, I'm not ready." It's just funny little things like that you wouldn't necessarily notice. It took me several days to realize that when I clicked on them multiple times that they'd start getting irritated. And and just little Easter eggs like that. I really think that it's one of the flavors of the game. So
yeah, those are the things that makes the game, right? That really puts it out there, and it makes it very enjoyable, right? You always want to have a little bit of a chuckle now and then.
Yeah. So we've got some more questions from our people who are watching right now about the game. Saint or Evil. God, what is this? I should just call you guys Black and White.
Ebony and Ivory. Oh, sorry.
Oh. So, have one of you got a question from the community here?
Yeah, I'll follow up with a question here. ALG Alex wanted to know, will this game be available on Steam at any point?
Oh,
there's a possibility of that. Like, we want to put it out on as many platforms and places, as we can. So we haven't looked into that, but there's definitely a good possibility of that.
That would be interesting. I wonder what the benefits or the detractions would be from doing that. That sounds evil. or not interesting. He types evil, and I say it. I look at something and I say it. Okay. So, evil. You wanna tackle this next one?
Oh, yes. What sort of assets will the players be able to submit for integration into the game? And I know housing models were mentioned somewhere. What about player character armor and or weapons?
Those are all possibilities, right? Like we haven't finalized the exact type of assets that we want to put in. But I mean, the more stuff we can get player created and stuff, the better it's going to be for the game. So definitely we'll be looking at all those type of assets that we can add into it.
Mm-hmm. But let me say that you're not going to add just anything that somebody submits. There'll be some sort of review.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely going to be a review on it, right? And also there's a lot of reasons for that. We have to make sure that it's not being copied from somebody else's assets and the stuff like that. Like it's quite a process to get it in, But we definitely want to make that available for people, right? So that they can do that's creative and get it in, right?
All I got to say is hire somebody to do this process now.
Oh yeah, we're definitely looking at that.
And then hire 3 more people as their backup because if you give us the tools to create stuff, we will create more stuff and stranger stuff than you ever imagined.
Oh no, we're going to have... Never mind. I'm not even going to say it out loud. I don't want to give anybody ideas. I'm just thinking of like some of the incredible stuff that's been made in Second Life. So, yeah. Anyway. Okay. What else we got?
Okay. This question is from, I think it's IT Paladin.
Okay.
He says, I see small boat as a reward. Vanguard has shipbuilding. Will you have carpenters to make the wood, blacksmiths make the nails, tackle, etc., cloth weavers making sails, etc., and will that form of transportation be later nullified by future game changes as it has already been done in Vanguard?
So yeah, we definitely will have different carpentry and all those things, right? Building all the different segments of, say, building a boat, right? But I don't know if it will be nullified as such, if I understand it correct, you're meaning like it won't really be useful in the future things. Because one of the biggest things that we have tried to implement, and we got it from the roundtables that the community wanted, was traveling, you won't have a backpack and you can throw whatever you want in it. It all goes by weight, right? So certain things you won't even be able to carry yourself. So you're going to have to transport it, with transportation, either with wagons or stuff like that, or between continents with seafaring ships and stuff like that. So that's always going to be a place for that, right? To use that.
Now, I'm not sure of this other game, how things have been nullified, but I just think of like the real world today. We have planes, trains, automobiles, and everything. And just the other day, I saw a giant pirate ship, and it was a real life pirate ship. Now, obviously, it was a replica or whatnot, but it was huge. It was awesome looking. And but even if technology, even if, let's say, a year from now we all say, we want to move to industrial age, and that's what the whole game wants to do, and so we start working on that. But it wouldn't make it so that a ship wouldn't still work in the game. It would still work. It just there might be faster and bigger ships after that or something.
Yeah, so like I said, certain transportation systems will always be there. Like we're not gonna make it that you can use a portal and just keep traveling, like it is with other MMO games where, after a certain period of time, basically all the transportation gets basically nullified because you can just use a portal and go wherever, right? So we'll have some systems in place to prevent that from happening, to make sure that everything is still usable in the game, right? You want to build all these systems and spend all the time and money and effort in from everybody, and then basically it's useless after a year's time, right?
Right. So that may happen. An alarm just went off on my... Anyway, I get weather alerts here all the time. I have really nasty weather here all the time. So, okay. So, Evil, do you have another question?
Yes, I do. For guilds, I know this sounds complicated. Would you be able to make custom guild armor, like a certain style, color, etc.? Not so much the stats, also any form of visual enhancements.
that could be added to it.
TS like crests and logos, etc.
Yeah, one of the rewards you'll see is a Marquee Dragon cloak. So that's already one sample that's basically going to be like a sample of something like similar to what they're saying. We want to like make as much customization possible in the game as we can, right? So definitely we would look into doing crests and colors and stuff like that, right? To do show things, and not just for guilds, even say for instance towns, right, where community builds a town, and the guards, so you can customize maybe the guards' colors and stuff that you hire to work for you to protect the town and stuff like that, right? So that you can see which town it is that you're entering and stuff like that. Because one system we're looking at also for towns and that is the way that people work with each other, right? So if, say, for instance, there's a kingdom created by one group of players, and there's another kingdom, how they are with each other in regards to, if they want to be fighting against them, or, if they're friendly or allies or whatever, right? So you must be able to identify a certain town maybe by colors and stuff also that way, right? Or crests. So, yeah, definitely there'll be possibilities of that.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, will that require a review from you guys, or is that just something that's inconsequential to the game itself?
Well, it depends how we roll this out, right? It might definitely require a review from us, if we do it totally player-created, because obviously you get some people that will create something that's obscure or something. You don't want to have that in the game,
right? It's not obscure, obscene.
Obscene, whatever.
Yes. Giant penises on those capes as they run around.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. I think there'll definitely be some type of a review system in place for that, right? And we're definitely going to try and rely as much as we can, hopefully, on the community to help out with these things, right? Because there's only so much resources, and the more we can get the community involved with things like this, the less money it costs to keep the doors open and so on. So to make sure that the game always stays open and there's no problems with that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Saint.
Yep, we got yes sir, we have from Serion 5K. His question is, what is your thoughts on piracy, scamming, guild theft, etc., and how do you plan to combat this?
Oh, wait, piracy as in like I matey, or
no,
as in I'm stealing your softwares?
I think stealing software is where he's going with this.
Okay. Well.
So yeah, we've got a good team in regards to security and stuff like that already in place, that we're working on getting more people also involved, so that's obviously a big thing, right? And but once again, it's going to depend on the community also to help us out with things like that. But definitely, we'll be putting in systems in place, to prevent those things, but it's one of those things that you can't totally prevent in any game. It's just impossible, but we'll definitely do our best to get that prevented.
Mm-hmm. And what was the rest of that question there, Saint?
No, this is a second follow-up question from Savant. Okay. He's basically asking, what is the delta between what systems and features will be available in the Neo's Land game, and what is available to those who purchase the Atavism online engine for their own online worlds? In other words, will there be features for Neo's Land either at release or future development that will remain exclusive to that game? That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. So, like most of the stuff, right, that we're developing is for a MMORPG, and a lot of things that's for the Atavism Online engine. There's going to be different types of MMO games that's going to be available, to be built with it, like space games and stuff like that. So we'll be developing more features for the engine itself than we're doing for the game and such, to accommodate all the different styles of games there is, But a lot of these things that we're doing, like for instance, basically, we have a skill system, right, for Neo's Land, right? But somebody else might get the engine and also have that skill system in place, but it doesn't mean that they would want to go the same route, right? They can modify it to their own ideas and stuff that they want to go. So, the
content makes it unique. It's like everybody has books, but it's the words contained within them that make the story. And so even though they would have the engine, it's like they have the book, but it's a different book,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like buying a car, but you drive different than somebody else, right?
Mm-hmm. So you're saying the Atavism engine can be used to make a space game, as well.
Well, we're planning on all the different genres, right? With it, like
So like
it's going to be
first-person
an
shooter.
open
Can we
MMO.
have like a first-person
Oh
shooter
yeah,
where we have,
there's
instead of 100 people on a server, we have 10,000? I know it would be a bloodbath, but I'm
so
just asking.
Grenade!
one thing to remember, right? So one thing to remember, right? Anything we build for the Activism engine, we can utilize in the game as well, too, right? So it works both ways, right? So
Ooh, okay. So let me just, my brain just works this way. But in Star Trek, they have their policy of no interaction with worlds that have not achieved warp. And so, could we have a space game that we build after this, another year or two, and that somehow lightly interacts with Neos Land, but they have the prime directive where they can't really strongly influence it. But we're playing our space game and we can look over their shoulder and say, oh yeah, they're still fighting with swords. They got a ways to go. Is something like that even possible?
I vote
definitely,
no.
yeah.
I vote no.
Definitely possible.
Well, I'm just asking. So, yeah, it just makes me think. So, incoming UFO.
No.
No.
So
Yes.
you have two accounts. You have one in the one game and one in the other one, and then these in Neo's land, you have this a bunch of people that's attacking you, like a guild or something, and then you come with the other account and demolish their city.
Yeah, one well-placed laser blast or photon torpedo should take care of it. No,
Yet again,
I wouldn't want to break the fantasy
The emotion,
and the
yeah.
storyline of the game, but it would be fun to connect some things together. Like if there was some sort of interplanetary protection or whatever in a space game, and one of those worlds was Neos Land, and that when it was. Maybe the sky changes color a little bit, or the creatures are a little more aggressive depending on who's got protection, or something like that. Something that has effects on the world that have nothing to do with space,
Yeah.
but that totally fit into the storyline and legend and lore of the game. So
Yeah, like it could depend on, like you say, whatever the higher beings of the other
we would
game,
think, as
decide.
players, we might think they're gods,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that the gods are angry. There's a lot more lightning going on.
I mean, all these are really good ideas, which we could always look at, right, in the future, right? That's just really interesting ideas.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, but stay focused on the one game. Let's make this game awesome. Before, So, okay. What else we got on tap here?
I have a question from Boy Machiavelli. He's asking, would the land have a dynamic weather system that certain areas of the world have different climates and weather, such as one part may be very cold, snow area, and others may be very hot, desert area?
Yeah, we're definitely looking at that, and there's a good chance, as far as as it's standing now, that will definitely be in. Yeah, depending also, like it's gonna take we could have the basic weather system in, but we want to look at depending on how the Kickstarter goes, right, and that'll be one of the
Stretch goals?
stretch goals. Yeah, sorry, stretch goals, right? Of having that type of weather system incorporated, right? So. And also having seasons in the game, right? And day-night cycles and all those things are really good stuff that we want to put in, right? And not just that, we want to, like, say for instance, if you're a farmer, right, and you're busy cultivating a certain type of crop, the crop will depend on the season or how it grows and stuff like that as well, right? Like influencing and stuff like that. So all that is definitely possible, Like I said again, it just depends on where we get our stretch goals, how much resources we can allocate to it, right, for the release.
Yeah. So the game is being made even if this isn't funded, right? I mean,
Yeah,
it looks like
correct.
it's going to be funded. I mean, I'm just looking at the numbers go up, but it's the funding in this really accelerates development, allows you to add more team members, allows us to get more features in at launch,
And get a better polished version and stuff like that, right? So, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we got time for one more question, and then we're going to take a small break on the live shows. The video people won't even notice, but going to take a small break on the live shows. So who's got Evil? You got another question there?
Actually, if I may, before you,
Sure.
sorry, quickly,
Yeah.
there was a question that we were looking at earlier before we came live, and it was for swag, in the game, like
Oh, yeah. Okay.
real life items, and I definitely want to address that, right? So we haven't got it in as rewards yet, but what we'll do is on the forum we'll make a little area where you can put what type of swag you would like, and then and what rewards the system, and then we'll look at it maybe and adding that in as a additional reward, as the Kickstarter goes along.
Mm-hmm. So I can get a Neosland T-shirt, something like
Yeah,
that, maybe.
something like that. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now, actually, this was one thing that I was actually kind of interested in. Ebrecht, will the game be Oculus Rift compatible?
Oh, Oculus Rift.
Oculus Rift compatible.
Jacques, you know what that is?
Oculus Rift, yeah. We actually, when I went to the Unity Convention Center conference, right, that they had in Vancouver, there was Oculus Rift was there actually, and I'm also interested in it. I tested it out, and that's definitely something I would love to put in, But once again, it comes to resources and stuff like that for the release, right? So depending on what stretch goals, that's going to be one of the stretch goal systems that we put in place, right?
Mm-hmm. Does it make you sick when you play with that? Do you get like motion sickness?
I don't know. I played for like 5 to 10 minutes with it, and it was awesome. Moving around in your head, I can just see this in an MMO game, like first person moving around, and then suddenly hearing somebody hit you from the back, and you turn your head to see what's going on.
Yeah. Wow. Whiplash.
Actually, more important question is the engine already compatible with this technology?
Well, any 3D engine actually is semi-compatible, right? There is certain SDKs that you have to add in for it, right? I've already been speaking to them in regards to that, So, can't say a lot about it right now, but there's a chance for it, yeah.
Excellent.
Okay. Okay. Well, that pretty much sums up this episode. So we're scheduled on the live shows for an hour break. And then when we come back, we'll take up the next subjects. You can keep posting in the forums your questions, and some of the live chat might get missed in the next hour as we're taking a break. But then when we come back, we'll get right back into it and learn a lot more about this great game. So those of you watching live, we'll see you in an hour. And on YouTube, well, wait for the next episode.